queen, king. Some people used to call each other gods, but some people used to take that to a different level. You can't claim to be the all God because we'll go over there later. I promise you we're going to go over everything. So anyway, in regards to women's hair, you can do whatever you want with your hair. I mean, obviously, some ebony women aren't taught how to moisten their hair, and some of them are afraid to wash their hair. And some women do weird stuff with their hair. But I've seen some ebony barbers, just women come in looking all disheveled, but they come out looking like, dang. I was like, what? That's the same lady? I mean, she went from looking like a beat up moth to come out looking like a butterfly. So, ebony women, look, first thing you need to do is try to come up with an option where your hair is healthy, it's clean, and it's simple and easy to manage. And hopefully it doesn't cost too much money, and it enables you to flatter the construction of your face. And again, that's the main part of your hair, is just to keep it easy to manage. Clean and easy to manage, so you're not overdoing it, spending all this time on your hair when you got other things to do. But if you do it quickly and easily and efficiently, you're gonna look absolutely stunning and beautiful with your natural hair, without having to put all that glue and chemicals. I mean, even if you're gonna wear a wig or something, for a day or something, that's something. Or if you just want to make your hair look nice, or even I don't even think people are conking their hair in any way. But coming up with something that can straighten out your hair, or keep it curly, or keep it even more curlier. But you need to know the products and how to style your hair, because there's way too many women that's always trying to look like other women, but they lose the fact of the beauty of who they really are. But my hat's off again. If you look on YouTube, you find out some of these brothers, they go for these women looking awful. These women are looking awful. 20 minutes with a brother, a comb and some clippers and some scissors. He'll wash her hair, pimp her out. Sometimes she'll dye. But the women come out stunning, like, damn, wow. And the women should be able to know exactly what products they are. And that's another problem we're having too, is that there's too many products that say they're going to do something for you, and they do nothing. As a matter of fact, they make things worse. So some of you brothers out there that have that magic barber tip, maybe, you need to train more of these brothers and have more sisters come up there and have their time. Of course, you can have a woman beautician do it too. But sometimes some of the beauticians are just out to sell you more hair, as opposed to trying to make you look nicer. Not to have you make you look like somebody else. Now, I could show and prove. You can go to YouTube, you'll find it. There's other examples I can give where I show you a whole ebony, back in the day, ebony people that is on point and beautiful, everybody. But this is a different time. So, again, not calling yourself black or nipper. It's equivalent to say, hey, yo, what's going on, poison or death, yo, or evil? What's going on, poison evil? You all right, poison evil? People do that. And again, they're casting spells on themselves, but a lot of times it's just from sellouts. Again, you want to put people who will refuse to sell their brothers out for any price. Same thing happened in Yeshua. I'll give you the world if you betray your people. He was like, man, you best know who you talking to for. He was riding the devil, boy. The devil was pissed off. He was like, the devil knew the answer before he spoke it. He would just try to go out the ropes. So if somebody tried to do that, you'd be like, what? Write that person's name down. Put it in your file. What's his name is trying to buy people out. And everybody know, oh man, you just a Sambo trying to be a serious brother, but you're not no serious brother. So again, source, beliefs, words, actions. even your eating, everything, food, shelter, clothing, entertainment, legal, and all has to be done in a construct that helps you as a people, helps all as a people, and not be prejudiced in case there's a white kid. But you're not saying white or black anyway. You're just saying a student or a person, as opposed to some political parties that they can't stop saying black or white. As a matter of fact, you want to break it down to even better? Listen to somebody to chant or whatever, someone just yammer. Oh, the black man did this, the white man did this, and the black man did this, and the black man did this, and the white man did this, but then the black man did this, and the white man did this, then the black man did this, then the white man did this, oh, because he was white, and then the black man did this, and this whole oration will go on for a while, right? So then, and about 20 minutes later, and it was like, and that's what I said, that's what happened. So I said, okay, brother, now say the whole thing all over again, but take out everything that you said about black and white, and just say this man did this and that man did that. Then what happens, like magic, all the prison walls of slavery disappear. They're gone. They don't exist anymore. Now it's only the man did this and the woman said that. So you triple or quadruple your knowledge, because you're not seeing because this guy's French, this guy's German, this guy's Italian, this guy's American, or this guy's Indian, this guy's that, this guy's that. So you're closing yourself in. You're putting yourself in this little box. And every time you mention white, black, or race or nationality, you're making it smaller and smaller. But the second you say black, take out black and white, whoosh, 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 you're taking out walls. Now you're saying this man did this, or those persons did this, and this is that, this and that. And you begin to free your mind. Your mind now has quintupled. It's going everywhere, because now there are no more borders. There are no more walls. You're seeing life through everything. So there's no Indianness, there's no Indian that, there's no Germanness, and all you see is manness and woman that. And then you see your knowledge increases, because now you see from the law of God and not from the law of man, or the law of below, but rather the law of above. So when you continue, then the master, the true master, which is, actually our Father, but you become the positive master too. So, if you're looking for the law of man, you better get ready to kill everybody. You hurt you, you hurt them. You kill, you kill. You hurt everybody. But when you look through the law of God, through forgiveness and learning and not repeating, through knowledge and having due diligence, especially with unfinished business or people that, who are negative, and to stop all this negative structures, because crime is a trap in this world and in another world. And the evil try to use that in a negative fashion. That's the four negative law of man. And you never punish anyone more than a crime. If somebody calls you an N-word, you don't got to kill him. As a matter of fact, if you're real smart, just call him an N-word back. He may say, well, I'm not a black man. I said, who would say we're talking about skin color? You're a nipper because you're an ignorant person using ignorant words, trying to get me to play an ignorant game. There is no greater definition than that, brother. So you, S indeed, are the nipper. And they'll be like, well, damn it, I'm not a But once you get the understanding of the knowledge, they're going to be, every word they say, they look more ignorant. If they're smart, they just stop and walk away with, like, a little boy that doesn't get to play a game. So they walk around in a huff, stomping their feet, moving their head back and forth. Damn it, he don't want to play. So you also don't punish a person more than a crime. Know the crime, and then you'll know the remedy for it. And ways that they can help if they want to do right, to avoid that. So there's a penalty for all wrong, all sin. Some of it has to be unfinished business if they die and haven't been taken to court for that. But then they wake up in the worst scenario possible. It would have behooved them to straighten out their life before they died. and that is to be reborn. And of course, when you're reborn, it's not something that you do like some of these Christians that they say, "Forgive me, God," and repeat the sin. No, to be reborn means you stop that. And you remind yourself of the date. All right, I'm being reborn this day. I'm going to ask God to forgive me. I'm going to do it in private. Don't make no show of it. I'm going to be reborn on this date. On this date, whatever the date is. May 20th, 19 or 20, whatever it is, 2025, 2030, whatever. You're going to be reborn on this date. From that date, you follow the code. And then that's your reborn date. That's the day you follow the code. That's the day you're going into God's law. That's the day that you're forgiven for everything. But you can't continue to regurgitate the same error and then say, well, Christ is going to forgive you, because you haven't been reborn. You're just trying to hustle somebody, especially God, which is you can't do. So, it's impossible. You can't flame God. That, a being that is all, knows all. There's no angle that he don't know. And after that, follow the code. You don't got to go to the devil. The devil will come to you, and he's going to be mad. So he's going to set up a whole mess of scenarios. But if you keep passing them and following the code, you're going to become better, smarter, stronger, better, smarter, stronger. But listen to the entirety of the code before you start wanting to be reborn. But once you be reborn, that's your date. Oh, I was reborn on this date. That means you never sin then, and you follow the code. And that you never forget it, but you live by the code. By that code, and you will be reborn in the name of God. Then you do no more wrong, and you follow the code and the law, and therefore you're not obliged to go to hell. The human instruction is the Bible of all Bibles. And this is your covenant with God. You can't just be circumcised and do evil and go to heaven and think you're going to go to heaven and say, "Look, God, but look at my penis. I'm circumcised." God, man, by that time you won't even be talking to God. You'll be talking to Satan. Because you already lied in your bed. You showed where you want to be. God didn't force you to go to heaven and hell. You chose heaven and hell. By the time you die, you go right into it, as opposed to the laws of Mott, where you got to be measured against the truth, feather of truth. But in any case, this is the covenant of God, not the circumcision in your penis or your clitoris, but the circumcision in your heart. And that is because you was reborn into the structure of the human instruction. You was reborn into the law of God. And now you are worthy of heaven, because you are not hurting children. You are not killing people unjustly. You are not hurting others for your greed. You will love one another. Being able to help pray for one another. Now, some people call God the Father, and some people call him the Master, or the Slave Master, or the God of War. But God is the God of love. And he is not your slave master, but he is your Father, and we are in a family. And you pray to the Father to help you to seek more, to do more, to open the door for you, so you can find compassion and share your community. Go from suffering to joy, so you may all come together in the light of God's light, while you wait for your time to pass on. So many of you are saying, "Well, God, give me this. God, give me that." How many of you have ever asked or ever said to God, "God, I love you because you're so sweet to me"? As you continue walking on this path, you will feel God's love and power. it's like euphoria times 100. When it first happens to you a couple times, you're like, well, what happened? Something happened. But it wasn't sexual at all. It was just some kind of weird, fantastical energy that comes upon you every time you surpass evil. So you're in a place to choose between good and evil. If you choose evil, you lose more strength and power. But if you choose the good, little by little, you gain more power. I've heard many preachers that walk and found God and described it. And there was bad people, but then they done something really good, and the Spirit fell upon them, and it was like, see that? You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. Everybody say you're a bad guy, but see, you're nice. But he done something really nice because he felt obligated to do it, but he didn't have to do it. But he done it. And anyway, after that, he was hooked. There was no more evil. Every ounce of evil that was in him was gone. Actually, I don't know if you know him. There was a movie one time, The Cross and the Switchblade. I forget I think his name is Nicky. But his parents used to put him in one of those pigeon cages up in the attic, not in the roof of New York. I believe it was New York. And they used to say he was the devil. And he believed that he was the devil. And he walk into a building, people be jumping out the window without even the window being open. They was like, yo, Nicky coming to kill you. But eventually, I believe some little preacher came by. He beat the hell out of him a couple of times, but he kept coming back. And the preacher kept using him as one of the persons to help with the money and all this. You got to hear that guy. It's funny. But in any case, but you see how he grew up all bad and evil, and he became really evil, and people were afraid of him. But then he done some good, and he found God, and actually the Spirit came to him personally, and that's when he started to debate what they told him when he was a child. That you're the devil, you're evil, you're no good, you're black. Eventually he figured out he was not evil. Okay. And next we move on to the ultimate supreme alphabet. Some people know what this means, some people are just take it as it is. But I'll say it because some people don't know what it means. Some people know right away. Other people just take it again as it is. The ultimate supreme alphabet. Number 1, the letter A. A is for the all, a.k.a. the God of all, God. A.k.a. is the Alpha and the Omega, a.k.a. the Abba Adonai. A.k.a. in some circles, it's called Allah. So A is for Abba Adonai, A is for the Alpha and the Omega, A is for Allah. That's another word for God. And A is also, again, for the Alpha and the Omega. So it is God, the omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipotent, all-knowing, all-being, all-seeing. And all of those, all to the ones who are following the way and the God of knowledge. All things in existence submits to the all. So it's omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. The all. For all. For Abba Adonai, the Alpha, the Omega. Again, in some circles it's Abba, and in other places it's different words, but we're going by the alphabet. So, the letter A, the all, God. Number 2, the letter B, to be or not to be, reborn, a.k.a. born, is to be brought oneself to the physical and mental existence of God, to be God's on earth, meaning the empty vessel that follows the one, the Spirit. to be brought forth by God's understanding through wisdom into knowledge. Study the knowledge to choose to be born, knowledge born that builds